The men's hockey team opens its season this weekend, hosting Northern Michigan for a series at the Kohl Center. Both Friday and Saturday's games start at 7 p.m. The team will hold its media day today after practice at approximately 6 p.m. Practice starts at 4 p.m. at the Kohl Center and is open to the media. Head coach Mike Eaves is here and will take questions.
Can you sense an excitement building, especially amongst your returning players, Mike?
There was excitement there on Saturday in the rink. It was, I was telling our son Patrick, who plays with Dallas Stars, in the NHL now, training camp, you can only be in the rink for 3 hours. And that's not the way it used to be, believe me. They used to keep you all day there, keep you there all day and skate you 2 or 3 times. And so we had like an old-time fashion training camp for our guys on Saturday. We were on the ice for 2 hours in the morning with a break in between, and then gave them a break. Then they came back at night, and they loved it. It was a sign that the season had started, and they were excited. We were kind of creative in what we did with the scrimmage, but I think they all enjoyed the fact that the season has started and we're full bore now.
I know dwelling on last year is not probably a good thing, but having shared that experience for those that are coming back and the desire to avoid a similar kind of experience, is there a driving force that comes out of that?
I'm sure there is, Dennis. We don't talk about it. We haven't. I think we got 10 new guys. The guys that come back, we talked about it more at the end of last year, but the focus has been on what we're doing this year and the type of things we want to put into place as far as systems. We've got a whole new staff. As we said, 10 new freshmen. There's a lot of new things going on. And as we watch them play, there are moments that we see brilliance, and then there's moments we hang our head a little bit and say, oh boy, back to the drawing board. But that's what you expect when you've got 23 underclassmen. I think we're a faster team. I think we have more depth with our skill. And in saying all that, we have to find a starting goaltender. So there's a lot of moving parts right now, but we do see moments of brilliance, which is a good thing.
You mentioned it there, the goaltender spot. Do you have any clarity coming, or is that going to be evolving over the course of the year? Do you intend to pick one and ride it for a while, or what's your approach?
Yeah, I think right now it's an everyday thing. We rate them every day as we go through, and we'll do that right up till Wednesday, and then we'll have to make a decision on Thursday. But we see good things from all of them, and it'll be a cumulative effect up to Thursday, and then. Like so many decisions that are made in sports or in life, you have to make a gut call then, and we'll make that call on Thursday after practice.
You mentioned with all the change of the players that you haven't talked about it much about what happened last year, but with the season the way it went, changes on the coaching staff and all those things, what did it do for you, whether it's motivation, focus, game planning? What's changed, or what was the offseason like for you?
The offseason was tremendously busy because the fact for a while there, the guy sitting in front of you was doing 4 jobs. We had to hire 2 coaches, a director of hockey ops, our director of video left. So it was a busy summer, and it just carried on. It actually was, it was a chore until we hired the 2 young men, and then once they were there, the energy level went right off the charts. And hiring John Hamry as our director of hockey ops has been really good. John and I have worked together before with the National Development Program in Ann Arbor, so knew John. I think he's come in and just hit the carpet running. Associate head coach Luke Strand, he's been, as we talked about when we hired him, he's worked with Kevin Constantine, so we have the same PhD professor in him. And J.B. Bittner is just, he just loves to recruit, and that's what you want in that second assistant. That's how he kind of measures his daily, and he wakes up thinking about it, and he goes to bed thinking about it, and that's a good thing for us.
Brian?
From what you've seen from Luke Strand on the ice, what type of coach is he, would you say?
When I sit back and I listen to Luke, I think there are a lot of similarities between the two of us. He has a lot of energy. He has a very good working knowledge of what he's talking about. He's a good teacher in terms of knowing at the board he doesn't spend a lot of time. His directions are simple and explicit. When it comes to video, he knows that less is more. There's a lot of similarities, and I think that we can hand a ball off back and forth between one another And you've got two people. If I'm looking at the offense, he can take the play without the puck and vice versa. So I think it gives us a real strength there.
Eric?
Oh, with how last season panned out, is there added pressure this year to kind of turn things around and say, that's not us?
You know, it's funny. I think whenever you ask a coach a question about pressure, I think you kind of always get the same answer, that they put pressure internally on themselves to be successful. Whether it's Chris coming in here, and he got that question a lot last spring when he got the job. You know, it's everybody wants to do well, and it's always there. It exists all the time, and having, I think, Paul being here, you know, player, coach before leaving, coming back, I think we have higher stock in the fact that we are the head coaches here because we went. There's great pride. I think, is pressure a good thing or a bad thing? I think it's how you handle it. And I think that the guys that are here do a pretty good job in handling it in a positive way.
Got a lot of new forwards too. Could you be specific about a couple of them? Luke Cunnin, Seamus Malone, both had put up some pretty good numbers last year.
Well, one of our challenges last year was scoring, and I think these two young men come in with the history of doing that. And I think that you know, you take a look at Luke Cunnin, and the fact is he played about 20, 25 college games last year and put up some good numbers. So I think that he comes in with he's got a little step ahead of Seamus. But both guys have that offensive flair, and they're gritty, and they do a lot of good things. And we're hoping they can step in, and they're going to be given kind of that opportunity to do that right away.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.